Hello and welcome back. We are working on a couple projects today, the first of which is the June block of the month. And if you remember, we are doing this with a black colored background instead of this white. However, we are also doing it in the white. So I'm showing you how to make it using the black, but in the end I will have a black background and another quilt with a white background to show you the contrast of it. And well, I could get two quilts for one out of this pack that way, and I would rather do that. So that's what we're doing. We are going to work on the black one today, and first we have to get our fabrics ready and cut. We start with a charm pack, and each charm pack has on it the month, and this is June, so this is the pack we're going to be using. We won't use all of it, that's why I'm making a second one. We would still have enough probably to make a third one, but I'm going to use that last set of squares that I don't use in these two quilts for another project. So here we go. We're going to cut these down to size according to this pattern, and because they are still selling these patterns, I can't show you the back of this card or tell you the cuts of it because, well, you have to buy the pattern. But we're going to cut them, and then we'll show you how to make the block. So if you're making it, you'll know how to make it, or if you have a question, it'll help you along the way. And if you want to make it, you can get these cards. We are sold out of them, but I'm sure you can probably find some online still. So we're going to get started. We're going to start by cutting our fabric background and our fabric squares, and then we'll come back. We have our pieces cut, and we are ready to start putting our pieces together. So we have squares that are the same size, a smaller size square, and a big square. We're going to put those two, the small size and the big size, off to the side right now, and we're going to work with these same size squares. What we're going to do is we're going to take one of each and put them together, and I'm drawing a line from one corner to the next. And how I'm going to do that is with my pen. I've got this pen. You can do it with a pencil, a chalk pen, whatever, but I like this little pen right here. And it can go with whatever color you're wanting. Since this is a dark color, I need a light, so I'm using a white. And I'm going to draw a line from one corner to the next. Then I'm going to do the same thing with the next one. I'm going to line these two squares up, draw a line from one corner to the next, and I'm just going to keep doing this with all of them. I don't want my pencil too far out. There we go. Line them back up, go from corner to corner, I'm going to do this with each one of them. I won't bore you by doing it like right now, but I'm going to do that with each of them. Then I'm going to take them and I'm going to stitch on each side of that line. This will become my cut line, so I don't want to cut on that. I'm going to stitch a 1/4 inch on this side and a 1/4 inch on that side. And I'm going to chain piece them, so I'm going to do one side, then I'm going to stop. I'm going to get the next set of fabrics. I'm going to stitch on one side of that line, a 1/4 inch again, and I'm going to do it again with all of these until I run out of these. And also, we only used 12 charm packs in this quilt. Remember, there's like 40, 42 in a pack. So I said I could get 2 or more. Well, I knew I'd have more, but I could get 3. You could get a lot out of these packs, but I'm going to stick with the 2 still and leave the extra for another project. I'm going to keep doing this, and then when I get done with all of them, I guess you could see the stitching over here. Sorry about that. Then I'm going to pull it out. Now that I've stitched on this side, I want to stitch on the other side of the line. So then I'll pull it out and put it right back on the other side, stitch a 1/4 inch on that side of the line. And then when I do all 12 of them like that, I will cut them apart. So I'll grab my scissors and I'll cut those connecting threads. And now I only did 4, but this is how I'm going to do all 12 of them. Then I will take my ruler and lay it on my line that I drew. Then I'll cut straight down the middle so that I have half square triangles. Then I'll iron them open, and I'm going to do this with all 12 of these, which will give me 24 units like this. Once I have all of my squares done, I'm going to grab a ruler and cut them down to the size I need. And on rulers, it'll have this line going diagonally across. You'll want to line that up with your ruler to keep equal sides, equal sizing. So I'm going to cut these down to size, and then we'll start forming our squares. We now have our squares put together. They're ironed, they're cut to size, we are ready to go. So remember, we had some smaller squares. We're going to take 2 of those smaller squares and we're going to put them like this. We're going to take just random 2 of these. We don't want them to match. And we're going to put them like this. Then we'll sew this unit together. We'll do like this. We'll stitch down this side at a 1/4 inch. Do the same thing to this one. Cut them apart. And now you've got 2 units like this. So now we have to sew these together. You want to iron this seam, well, there's a string, this seam to the left on one and to the right on the other. Doesn't matter which way, just make sure one goes one way and one goes the other. That way they nest together better. Let me get that string. And so now I'm ready to sew these 2 together. I'll put them right sides together, match that seam up, roll it to the top, and then I'm going to pin it. When I do that, these 2 ends should meet up, and they do. So I'm going to stitch down this side. When I get that done, I'll iron this unit open. And this is what I've got. I'm going to make 4 units like this. Boy, this black picks up everything, doesn't it? I'm going to make 4 units just like this. Once we've made 4 units like this, we are now going to make 4 units that look like this. And I'm trying to disperse my darks and my lights together. But I want, let's see, I want my colors like this, and then take 2 more and do the colors on the outside. So I'm gonna make a unit that looks just like this. My background fabrics are gonna be on the outside at the top, and my background fabrics are gonna be on the inside on the bottom. So I'm gonna do the same method to sew them together as I did on these units. I'm gonna do with here, but I'm gonna make 4 just like this. We've now got our pieces together. We've got 4 like this, we've got 1 like this, and we've got 4 like this. So we're gonna assemble the block by putting this one in the middle. Then we will take these that look like this and put them on the outside. So one is gonna be facing this way with a black square touching this black square. Then the same thing with here. Black square touching this square, and then square and square like this. So this one should be facing out, this one's facing out, these are facing. And once you've got those like this, the black squares are going to be touching the black square. You're going to take the units that looked like this, and you're going to put the colored pieces up top. So the black triangle should be pointing towards the middle. That goes there. Then you're going to do the same there. Black triangle going to the middle, black triangle going to the middle, and black triangle going to the middle. And here's your block. Now we're going to sew it together just like we did these individual units. We're going to flip this one over here, sew it down here, take those two, flip it over, sew it down this one. The same way we're going to put this together. So I'm going to put it together, and then I'll come back and show you what it looks like. Once you sew those blocks together and make it the one big block, it'll turn out like this. See how cute? And this is what the white one will look like. I hope you enjoyed this block this month. This is the June block in the white and the June block in the black. So until next time, we'll be back with the July one. I'll try to do it earlier next month, but we'll get them done. We'll have this quilt done before we know it. And so that's it. Until next time, you guys have a great afternoon doing whatever you love doing, and happy quilting.